Plenty of bad things happen in these halls every day, but there is always something good waiting just around the corner.
All right, well, I thought that you could use one of these.
My little boy, no.
We rise together, we fall together.
It all comes down to family.
Thank God for General Hospital.
Yes, here. Thank God.
General Hospital spoilers indicate that Portia Robinson, Brooke Kerr, had previously been looking into Drew Cain's, Cameron Mathison, medical history. However, she hasn't found anything unusual yet. She may take a second look and discover a troubling discrepancy. This could lead to a shocking discovery that could save Portia from Drew's blackmail. Portia Robinson takes another look at Drew Cain's medical records. Months ago, Portia asked Brad Cooper, Perry Shen, to bring her all of Drew's medical records, including the time that he thought he was Jake Doe. Portia may have not looked through all these documents, but in a last desperate attempt to save her career and keep Drew from blackmailing her into changing Michael Corinthos's, Rory Gibson, medical records, Portia could see something troubling. She could see a discrepancy between Jake Doe and Drew's latest blood test when he was brought after being drugged by Jacinda Paige Herschel. This would cause Portia to dig deeper and discover that the man that took that blood test could have possibly been Jake Doe. Portia Robinson looks back and realizes that the Drew Cain now is not the real Drew Cain. Looking at the latest blood tests, Portia could deduce that the person who took that test couldn't possibly be Jake Doe. Portia would look back and see that the change happened sometime after Drew got out of prison, and that is when the changes occurred. Blood types do not change, so there's no way that Drew could possibly be Drew. Portia would realize that this makes sense with the drastic changes in Drew's behavior since, and she would realize that she has what she needs to save herself. Portia Robinson threatens to expose the truth. Portia would summon Drew to her office and tell him that he is going to call off his scheme. She will not change Michael's test results. Drew would tell her that is unacceptable and that he will expose her. However, Portia would tell him that he won't do that. She has evidence that he is not the real Drew Cain. She would tell him that blood tests do not lie, and if he exposes her, she will expose that he is not Drew. Drew would be shocked that Portia knows that he is not Drew. But the question remains who this man really is. Portia says that once she divulges this information, it won't be learned until the truth is learned. Drew is forced to back down, and Portia can breathe a sigh of relief finally. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think that Portia will learn that Drew is not really Drew? Will Drew be forced to back down? Who is the man posing as Drew? Keep watching General Hospital, weekdays on ABC, to find out what's next. And don't forget to check back right here for all your latest General Hospital information, news, and spoilers. General Hospital spoilers tease that Jocelyn Jacks, Eden McCoy, owes her life to Britt Westbourne, Kelly Thiebaud. A couple of years ago, Jocelyn was a target of the serial killer known as the Hook. For months, the Hook had been terrorizing Port Charles. Brando Corbin, the late Johnny Wachter, and Ava Jerome, Maura West, were both attacked previously, among others. Although Ava managed to survive, Brando was not so fortunate because not only was killer using their hook, but they also started to coat the weapon with poison after Ava managed to live. Heather Weber was the Hook. It was eventually revealed that the Hook was actually Heather Weber, Allie Mills. Heather was targeting anyone close to Trina Robinson, Tabiana Ollie. That meant that Jocelyn was firmly in her crosshairs since she is Trina's best friend. One night, Joss found herself face to face with a dangerous killer. Heather likely would have killed her had Britt not arrived in the nick of time to save Joss' life. But unbeknownst to anyone at the time, Britt suffered a scratch from the weapon. The poison was already working its way through her system, and death was seemingly inevitable. Britt Westbourne died later that night. Britt made her way to the haunted star where her mother, Dr. Liesl Obrecht, Kathleen Gati, was waiting for her. Soon, both mother and daughter realized that the poison from the hook was taking effect after they discovered Britt had been scratched by Heather's weapon. Britt seemingly died in her mother's arms not long afterward. Heather would eventually be caught, but it was too late for Britt and the other victims. But Britt, through circumstances not yet revealed, is still alive and is working for a mysterious benefactor at the Five Poppies Resort in Croatia. Jocelyn Jacks has joined the WSB. Fans on Facebook are split, with some rooting for a Vaughn-Jocelyn power couple, others fearing a darker twist. Will Vaughn's rise derail or define his romance with Joss? With Brennan's rumored exit, Vaughn's potential rise to WSB station chief could redefine the future of our favorite small-town metropolis. If he takes the helm, will his romance with Joss bloom into a Robert and A? Soon, both mother and daughter realized that the poison from the hook was taking effect after they discovered Britt had been scratched by Heather's weapon. Britt seemingly died in her mother's arms not long afterward. Heather would eventually be caught, but it was too late for Britt and the other victims. But Britt, through circumstances not yet revealed, is still alive and is working for a mysterious benefactor at the Five Poppies Resort in Croatia. Jocelyn Jacks has joined the WSB in recent months. Joss was recruited into the WSB by Jack Brennan, Chris McKenna. And now her assignment is taking the young spy to the same resort Britt is working from. It's safe to say that Britt and Jocelyn will soon come face to face. But can Joss put aside her gratitude to complete her mission, even if it means working against Britt? Joss will soon have to make a decision that could put Britt in harm's way. What Joss decides to do next has the potential to change everything. What do you think? How did Britt survive the Hook's attack? Who is Britt working for at the Five Poppies? Will Joss be put in a position to choose between the woman who saved her life and her duty as a WSB agent? Anything can happen in Port Charles, so stay tuned to General Hospital, airing weekdays on ABC. And don't forget to check back right here regularly for all your General Hospital news, information, and spoilers. General Hospital spoilers indicate that Maxie, Kristen Storms, is leaving Port Charles for a long while. How Maxie will leave the canvas is anyone's guess, but given that Maxie was the only person who voted against not going to the authorities about Sonny's crooked investment in deception, Tracy Quartermaine, Jane Elliott, could see this as problem since she is the adopted daughter of police detective Max Scorpio, John J. York, and she would want to get Maxie out of the way. Tracy Quartermaine sends Maxie Jones on a trip to sell deception products to resort spas. In order to keep Maxie away from Port Charles for the time being, Tracy would tell her that she has a special assignment for her. She wants to expand the deception market overseas and has a list of resort spas that she wants Maxie to go and pitch deception products to them. This will just be the beginning of their expansion overseas. Maxie could think it is a good idea, but she may not want to go. Tracy would convince her that she is the best person for the job, and although she is skeptical, Maxie would reluctantly agree. Maxie Jones leaves for her overseas spa selling trip. After talking things over with Damian Spinelli, Bradford Anderson, Maxie